friends, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to our life. We are here going to step into the Fireflies moment.
Alright!
Tonight we're going to catch fireflies. As this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni cheese dinner. Fireflies were a familiar sight over the summer, coming out on warm nights to dance through the sky. Tonight was particularly balmy. You knew there were bound to be a ton of them around. Oh, you are you? Yeah! You started eating faster, you looked over at your mom to push your food around your plate. Yeah! You rocked lightly from side to side of your seat, already excited for your after-dinner activity. Catching fireflies is a great way to spend a summer evening, and you could already envision the little lightning bugs drifting through the darkened sky. That's a good idea, Lizzie. Can we, Miss Melody? Shiloh tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally, she would have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why, probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer is what made Lizzie want to keep running around the house. Staying at home watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. And that's why you were pretty sure she'd get your moms to agree. It's already so dark out there. Lizzie gave Mom the best puppy eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while you waited there for their response.
There.
Let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. Your parents exchanged a look, then Mom eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Along with Lizzie's cheer, she threw your arms up in triumph, but waited until you were finished chewing to say anything because you knew it was rude to talk with your mouth full. Fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind our house with all the puppies, okay? Duh, Mom. That's where most of them are. The idea had only just been planted in your head, but already you could just picture all the glowing lights spread out in front of you, like the fairies from the bedtime stories Mommy reads sometimes. All too quickly it became a race to see who could finish their food first. No choking on the dinner table now. That's right, if someone died, we'd have to cancel the Firefly trip after all. Mom, you shouldn't be smiling like that. Mom said it like a joke, but you knew that they were both telling the kids to slow down. Shiloh did immediately. When you glanced at Lizzie, you saw her still eating faster than she could. Elizabeth.
Jeez.
No one's gonna die. A knock on the door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold her sister. I'll get it. Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was. You shifted in your seat to try and get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Good evening, Cove. Your mommy had already walked to the door by the time you managed to see past Shallow's flappy hat. Why is Cove here? Something wrong? He didn't give you any clear acknowledgement, his eyes firmly fixed on the ground in front of him. You shrugged, going back to shoveling a fork full of macaroni into your mouth. And for a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mommy with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving. My dad told me to drop this off because I guess he borrowed it from you. Cove took a familiar screwdriver from out of his large side pocket. Eyes now dropped to the floor. We left ours back home when we moved. Great, thanks, bye.
Thank you.
Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? Lizzie crossed her arms and lifted her chin. Cove shrugged, and Mom stood from the table too. I'll give your dad a call to let him know you got here alright. Cove shuffled fully inside, eyes remaining on the ground. Mommy closed the door behind him. Hi, Cove. Shiloh gave Cove a friendly smile while waving by, holding up his hand and opening and closing his fingers. Cove nodded in response. Cove, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could come outside with us if you want to. No, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could see Lizzie eyeing you for mentioning the excursion to an outsider, but she'd get over it. Lizzie, this is my mans. You got your mans right here. If Cove said no, you'd understand though. Catching fireflies wasn't something that everyone liked to do.
Okay.
I want to see them. I've never caught one before. It's too bad he didn't have a chance before now. The fireflies weren't out when he first moved in, and there must not have been anywhere he used to live. We can't go until after dinner. After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. Since this was very true, you decided to finish up your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family's meal. Have you eaten yet? Yeah, my dad and I ate earlier. What did you have? Eggs? That clipped one-word answer seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the last scraps of food on his plate. Her phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because your mom came back into the room.
Okay.
Cove, your dad said you can stay for a little while if you'd like. He's going to come get you before it gets too much later. Sure.
Fun.
This will be so nice. As you polish off the meal, you hoped it would be too. The three of you finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie, he was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. He smiled lightly at Cove, gesturing for him to follow. After a moment, he did.
Bye.
Bye, children. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh by the time you walked outside. You pushed the door shut behind you, watching their figures get farther and farther away.
Hurry up!
You're so slow, Michiko. We don't have all night. You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. Are you not gonna come? You tugged him along, you walked with him, you waved at him to hurry, he ran off. I'm tugging him along, you know. I think we've gotten a little bit more closer, right, guys? You didn't want to get left behind or be in trouble for losing him. You gave his arm a pull, but immediately recoiled when he hissed. Wait, what hand did I pull? The cast or the non one? In a hurry, you accidentally— oh my god, ouch! You had accidentally grabbed his cast star. You hadn't thought about that. Sorry. It's fine, just go by yourself. Damn, I'm an idiot. You couldn't help but feel bad as he rubbed his arm and refused to look at you, but since it didn't seem like he wanted you there, you did what he said and hurried to the hill. Damn. There were already a lot of fireflies out, glowing, bobbing about like buoys on a wave. Lizzie was standing on top, Shiloh spinning in circles somewhere around the middle. Where's Cove? You looked behind you, wondering if you'd upset him enough to send him home. But a second later, he rounded the corner, looking around at all the fireflies with interest.
Wow.
Shiloh took a moment to come over and welcome the both of you to the hill. Hi guys, it's really great out, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. A firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. You and Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. You quietly looked on. You shooed the bug away. I think we both would giggle. Covering your mouth with a hand, the sound escaped you, and Cove looked at you in confusion. What?
Oh,
Look, Lizzie has one. That's amazing. Shiloh ran to the highest point of the hill, making sure not to lose his hat or backpack along the way. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozen of other fireflies sailing around. The game was on. Spotting one close by, you approached it with assassin-like stealth, crouching down to make sure yourself seemed like less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you crept up towards it, arms outstretched. You closed your hand around the little glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile, and you stared down at your prize in delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it, his pink cast waved awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clap his hands around the firefly. Cove watched it vanish into thin air with a dissatisfied expression on his face. You encouraged him to try again. You told him about the firefly you had. You made a joke about what happened. You did your own things. You told him about the firefly you had. Cove, here's one. Do you want to look at it? Cove didn't notice you. He was more preoccupied with continuing the hunt, hopefully without his cast getting in the way this time. That was fine. You had your own plans. I mean, I attempted. You decided to collect more. You decided to sit in the grass and watch. I think after a full belly, I would want to just chill, you know? You quietly took a seat among the flowers. The others were jumping and dashing all about. You saw how many times they succeeded and failed, how Shiloh almost tripped a couple times. It was a dramatic show, though around you it was calm. The lights of the stars and fireflies surrounded you peacefully. It was a beautiful night. You laughed quietly to yourself as you watched the others, and Shiloh finally managed to catch a firefly between his small hands. His eyes lit up, and when he spread his fingers to take a peek at it, the bug escaped and flew off into the air. Oh! You watched as he pounced after once more, but your eyes soon landed on Cove, who had failed to catch a firefly yet. You cheered him on, you scared him, you waited to see what happened. I mean, he shut us down like twice already. Just shut me down one more time, I guess. You cheered him on. You can do it, Cove. Cove smiled at you for just a moment. Oh, it was worth it. It was well worth the almost rejection. Cove smiled at you for just a moment before returning to the firefly he had been trailing with renewed enthusiasm. While Cove returned to hunting fireflies, you settled for laying back against the soft grass, watching the poppies swaying around you and the fireflies hovering against the vast sky.
come on!
Michiko, Cove, get up here. We can have a race. Oh no, I don't like the sound. The shining caught you off guard. It had been quite a while since you heard from Lizzie or Shiloh. You glanced over to see them both standing on top of the hill again, Lizzie beckoning to you with quick hand gestures. If she was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eye, you saw Cove was coming as well. You didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued by the idea. Hi!
Go!
You can't roll down the hill. You could hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. As Lizzie pointed this out, Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of phrase. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time it got in the way tonight. What? I mean, it's okay for him to be mad. That's pretty boring. The referee job. Yeah, you watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important, got it?
I guess.
I mean, it is important, I guess. But it's also lame. The cast was sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have just been looking for a reason to make someone else the referee, but it was already decided. You got into position for the race. I'll stay with Cove. What do you think? I'll stay with Cove.
Really?
Why? You don't have to. You don't have to. It's okay. I want to watch. You moved beside him on top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. That's not how races work. We only need one referee. Shrugging his shoulders, she refused to budge, and Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air. Fine. I'll be the winner whether you join or not. Shiloh Carrie's happy to be with Lizzie. Lizzie moved to lay down, and Shiloh did the same. Cove stood slightly to the side to get a better vantage point, and he stood next to him. Countdown! Cove stood up a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newfound referee duties seriously. 3, 2, 1, go! Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do you look so cute! To do the work and rolling at high speed towards the bottom of the hill. You and Cove leaned forward to watch him go, eyes peeled for which of the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck until about halfway down the hill. Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped up excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back onto the grass, still dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the bush she had ended up in, sputtering angrily and brushing leaves from the front of her dress. Not bad, you got lucky. Let's do it again, see who wins for real. Kids, it's time to come in. No! You snickered, feeling grateful you hadn't been a part of the mini debacle? You caught Cove's eyes and saw that he was doing the same. It had gotten late and it was beginning to feel just a bit chilly as you made your way out the hills, but the cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirits. The four of you walked back home together side by side down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening with each person trying to prove that they were the one who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much anyway. All that mattered was that all of you had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did. Nice! That was super, super cute. So now we're gonna be stepping into the DLC part, which is gonna be super exciting. I'm still excited for the sleepover. I feel like the ghost one would be silly too. But anywho, this is where we're gonna end today's episode off. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.